Yo, how good or how bad were my SummerSlam 2026 predictions? Let's check it out. Now, I'm going to be doing this in a way that I know makes most sense. So, for example, Seth Rollins, I predicted Seth Rollins to be in this match. I'm going to put the Seth Rollins match that's happened in real life and so on and so forth. You guys will understand it as the video goes on. If you like more content like this, please subscribe. Now, let's go. Alright, so there's not many matches. I'm going to spoil this video a little bit. There's not many matches that I got correct, being that I booked this video, I want to say 3 months ago. But one of the matches that I did get right was Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar. Now we are getting a perk that it is in the Hell in a Cell match, but I just want to give myself a pat on the back because I am correct with that one. Wish I could say the same about where I had Roman Reigns, because by the time I made this video, I want to say the first round of the King of the Ring was out, so Seth Rollins already lost. So logic would say that the King of the Ring was going after Roman Reigns' belt. Obafemi did win. He was technically going to go over Roman Reigns, but that's besides the point. I had Roman Reigns going against Dominic Mysterio anyways, and that is obviously, seriously, just horribly wrong. It ended up being Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins kind of just asked for a title shot. Roman Reigns said, here you go. I was wrong, man. Completely wrong compared to the first one. Let's go over to the women's side of things here. Now, my prediction for the Women's World Heavyweight Championship, that Liv Morgan was going in as champion, which I was 50% right. I had her actually going against Raquel in a special guest referee match, with Roxanne being the special guest referee. Months ago, we saw this tension between the Judgment Day, and obviously WWE just loves their long-term story booking, but they're just not doing anything with that. They ended up throwing Io Sky against Liv Morgan, which I'm sure will be a good match, but newsflash, we saw that match a month ago. Why even do that at King of the Ring if that was what we were going to do here? But regardless, I guess I'm excited for the match. Let's talk about Gunther. I was completely wrong with this guy. I mean, you got to think. He retired Goldberg, AJ Styles, John friggin' Cena. Many people would consider him the GOAT. And I had him, you know what I mean, saying, in a triple threat match for the Undisputed Championship against Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton. Now, I was completely wrong. I'll admit that, because he's going against Nick Aldis, which is actually one of the more blood feuds going into SummerSlam. One of the things I'm more excited about, because I never really seen Nick Aldis on the Indies, and I never really seen him in TNA, so it is exciting, but once again, I'm wrong on my prediction. Let's talk about the megastar and this guy. Now, they are currently in a 6-man tag match at SummerSlam. I was thinking they were just going to do a one-on-one match, big blood feud here. LA Knight goes over, and then maybe he goes against Roman Reigns, because I am thinking that Roman Reigns is going to retain at SummerSlam, and I thought that before that the Seth Rollins match was made too. So I was wrong on that as well. I thought it was going to be a one-on-one and ended up being a 6-man match, but I'm kind of excited for that too. Now let's talk about the women's, I want to say undisputed, women's WWE Championship. I don't even know what it's called. The one that Rhea Ripley's still holding somehow. Now, obviously we weren't going to predict Rhea Ripley getting injured 3 months ago, or however long I predicted these matches, but the matches they have now is a 5-woman ladder match between Jade Cargill, Charlotte Flair, Tiffany Stratton, and Chelsea Green, and the 5th woman isn't announced yet, but needless to say, I was completely wrong. I had Charlotte Flair going against Rhea Ripley in a one-on-one match. This is kind of before Jade and Charlotte stuff was getting teased more often, because maybe a month ago or so I would have predicted that would be the big money match, but either way, I'm wrong again. Let's talk about something I got right for once again. I had Mr. Chatty Gable going against Mr. Penta for the IC Championship. I was right. For one of the few, very, very few times in this video, once again, I'm going to give myself a pat on the back. I guess I'll talk about Tiffany Stratton, even though I kind of already did, because she is, spoiler alert, in the 5-woman ladder match. I actually had predicted her in a match because it is in her hometown, so I was like, there's no way they're not booking her on this, and she's the U.S. champion. I don't know if she was at the point of me making the video, but regardless, I had her here. But I had her against Blake Monroe. Blake Monroe is nowhere near this card. That's not happening. Once again, wrong. I guess I'm a joke for thinking the Women's IC Championship would get on here, but needless to say, I had Sol Ruka, AJ Lee, and a then-returned Stephanie Vaquer in a triple threat match. I didn't really have much for them to do. I just kind of threw some names in a hat, and that's what came out of it. But that would have been a fire match. But at the end of the day, we're not seeing it, so it doesn't make much sense more to talk about it. Talk about the WWE Undisputed Champion, CM Punk. Now, I did not in a million years think this man would come back like Hulk Hogan after 3 months not being on TV, kick the door down and just absolutely bury Sami Zayn. I just didn't think that was going to happen. I actually had him going against Jacob Fatu in a singles match, maybe a no disqualification or whatever. I figured he would take his time off like he did, but I figured he'd come back, I don't know, 3 weeks before the show and then go against Jacob Fatu because he was going against Roman Reigns, and I figured he'd do some singles feud with the members of the Bloodline, but I was completely wrong there as well. Silly me for thinking the tag team titles would be on here. I had the Street Profits going against the Vision, but I had the Vision going in as the champions and the Street Profits winning. Needless to say, doesn't look like any of them are on the card, and if you were to tell me 3 months ago that Braun Breaker wasn't going to be on a SummerSlam card, I would spit in your face and call you an idiot. But stop. I'm excited. Let's talk about Finn Balor. Or what some like to call him, Pin Balor. But recently, he's been doing the pinning. But anyways, I actually had him in this kind of throwaway 6-man tag match. They kind of teased him teaming up with R-Truth and Damian Priest. So I had them three going against MFT at the time. Obviously, they were still together, being Solo Sikoa, Tala Tonga, and Tama Tonga. I'm glad to admit that my prediction was seriously wrong, because he's going on a one-on-one match against Sami Zayn and is a number one contenders match. Don't give me hope, Triple H. Please don't give me hope. Stop. I had a very WWE just inspired match here. I don't even know where I got this from. I mean, WrestleMania and SummerSlam are the two biggest shows of the year, and you know how they are with their celebrities as of late. And if you watch WrestleMania, one of the celebrities involved was Speed, and he had this big thing going on with Logan Paul. And I figured that he wouldn't be able to do that, obviously, because Logan Paul tore his triceps. So I kind of switched movements here. And I had, for some reason, Speed and Javon Evans going against Rusev and Ethan Page. I couldn't think of another tag team to throw them at. But needless to say, that is nowhere near the card. I'm actually kind of happy that it isn't, because it's just... I don't know if I already talked about this one, but I had going into this Braun Breaker versus Seth Rollins, because I was under the impression that they were going to hold this big money match off until SummerSlam, but they didn't rush it, because the feud was stretched out from right after WrestleMania. You know what I'm saying? The night of WrestleMania when Braun Breaker come back, but I thought it would last till here. Obviously that didn't happen, and like I said, Braun Breaker's nowhere near the card, but at least Seth Rollins is in Night 2 main event against Roman Reigns for the belt. There's another reason for me to feel like an idiot. I had Io Sky going against Jade Cargill in a singles match. Why would they build on the whole thing with Rhea Ripley getting mad at Jade Cargill and her beating up her best friend? I don't know. They tried it for WrestleMania. I felt like they could have expanded on it a little more, but that obviously didn't happen. And the two women are in different matches that are arguably maybe better for them, so I guess that's something. Oh no, wait, this one tops the next one. Even though that obviously I didn't know that Bayley and Lyra were going to break up. Speaking of Bayley and Lyra, I had them in a tag team match against the tag team champions, being the Bella Twins. I had Nikki Bella coming back way before she did. And I had Bayley and Lyra. They were losing. I had them finally being able to get a damn win and winning in this tag team championship match. That didn't happen, and I believe that is my last prediction that I got wrong, out of many. All right, guys, I think that is it. It's been your boy, the J Factor. You guys need to go to the comments and seriously clown on how off my predictions were. And you guys let me know how hype you are for this year's SummerSlam. I'm nowhere near as hype as I was for previous year SummerSlams, which is crazy because the card looks even better than WrestleMania this past year, but they're just not shooting in our veins a reason to be excited about it. You know what I'm saying? They're just kind of mad about it, but I'm hoping this will be one of those sleeper pay-per-views where going into it, you're like, and then going out, you're like, hell yeah, but we'll see. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and peace out.